Hi, welcome back to Geeks on Dice, where I go around the internet and bug my fellow geeks and nerds until they decide to come play D&D with me. Today, obviously, we're playing Rumors in the Southern Isles again. Episode 3, where we last left off was in a village being attacked by grung. But first, we'll go ahead and do our intros. Chuck.
Hi, my name is Chuck. I'll be playing Adric, Wild Elf Monk. I'm here to make sure things go down.
Hi, I'm Connor. I run the channel Versatile Diecaster. I'm going to be playing Stony Tark for all of this campaign unless he dies. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
My name is Brendan. I'm playing a Kobold Rogue and Majorgan. And yeah, hopefully I can keep him.
My name is Mystery. My character's name is Lazari, and she's a druid tabaxi.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get this started. First, before we start, I do have to apologize. I know I've said this game was canceled and it's back on. We've had a fun time trying to communicate with everybody this week, and here in Michigan, the roads are awful, so obviously we're late.
Most of it's my fault. I didn't wake up until like 1:30.
Yeah, we got an oversleeper. Go figure. But, okay. Like I said, we last left off in a village being attacked by grung. Throughout the transaction with the project leader of building this village, we found out that the grung had signed a deal through a medium. Someone had been translating for the grung what this deal would entail, and the grung got excited about the prospect of finally getting some gold to their own name, trying to make a name for themselves, not realizing exactly what they were giving up. And at this point, they seem to feel like they're being forced from their own homeland. For the time being, you may be wondering where the Tiefling Paladin Discord is, but he is currently escorting the people building the village into town for safety for the moment being. Okay, so you guys are, again, you're in this village. There's about 5 huts, well, 8 in total, but 3 of them are burnt down currently. There's 5 standing. You guys were told you could sleep in whichever one you wanted. They prefer you to only use one rather than them all have trash or whatever they're worried about people coming in this kind of resort area. You spend the night. The first night, nothing happens. One of you stays up throughout the night, keeping watch, and nothing ever comes out of the woods. Nothing attacks. The second night, who would stay up on the second night? I should ask.
I'll stay up.
Okay, Majorcan and Lazari stay up.
So I also need only 4 hours of sleep too. So
Right. The 4-hour meditation
do
for an elf makes it so cool. So I guess the 3 of you, while Stony is passed out, maybe even not really passed out, he probably spends his rest tinkering with his gauntlets, trying to figure out new things to use it for. But lost my train of thought. On the second night, a thick fog rolls in, and each one of you guys, at some point throughout the night, you think you see shapes moving in the fog, and you begin getting really paranoid. Again, these attacks, they come in, they burn things down, and then they take off before anyone can stop them. So you're really worried about what's happening.
If it's possible, on the first day, Stony probably would have set up an alarm spell on the hut that they were staying in.
Right. Makes sense. Towards the end of that second or third night, I forgot where I was at. You probably woke up the following morning, and there's an arrow or 2 sticking out of the huts around. It seems like they're trying to lure whoever was there out. But the following evening, just before everyone decides to hunker down, you guys start to wonder if there's even really an issue here because nothing's coming, you know? Maybe they're burning down their own hut for, say, insurance purposes? As you're getting ready to hunker down, you see a small green humanoid frog walk out of the woods. And he's holding the spear, and he's looking at you with wide eyes, and he's just keeping close tabs on each one of you.
I step forward and put my hands out and palms up. And I kind of try to move a little closer and watching for his reaction.
Stoney's gonna
Move
wait
closer, and
for,
what's
like,
that?
a second.
Well, I'm watching for his reaction. If, he reacts badly, I'm not just going to keep walking forward. I'm just going to, I'm...
Okay, he takes like half a step back and lowers his spear, like he's warning you that he'll attack if you come any closer.
Okay, I lively, because, I'm all dex based. I slide myself down into a lotus position and sit down and see what he does.
He's gonna look at you kind of curiously because he's not used to when he approaches, people. He's used to just being attacked right away. These are essentially the jungle's version of goblins. You see them, you kill them, you move on. So they're not used to something not attacking them immediately. What is Lazari and Majorcan doing when I know this is going on?
I'm kind of trying to stay back just in case I frighten it while I'm watching. What's his name? I'm just trying to sit back, make sure not to frighten the frog.
The grung.
The grung.
Watching it closely.
Watching it closely.
Getting ready to attack me.
As I said, Stoney's just sitting there waiting at him like he's making at a friend.
Right. I should have had this page open again. I'm such a terrible DM here.
Nah, you good.
Just so those of you that don't know, this is what the grung look like. They're so cartoony.
They're adorable. I want to tame them.
You can't tame them.
As long as they're not slads.
I'll make them noise.
What's that?
I said as long as they're not slads.
Or
Slads and whites and all that fun stuff. But yeah, when he sees you sit down in the lotus position, he kind of moves closer, but he's bringing his spear up slowly. But he's kind of keeping an eye on everybody watching Stoney because he's making a weird motion he's not used to. But he's like air jabs with his spear towards Stony. And then he kind of sits down with his legs crossed and he just rivets.
I kind of nod my head down. I take out 2 pieces of beef jerky out of my pouch. I hand him one and I have one. But when I do that, I also pull out a gold coin.
He takes the jerky happily, but after what just happened with them with the gold that they received, he's kind of weary. You can tell in his eyes he's wondering. He takes it. Don't get me wrong. He takes it, but he's kind of weary about what's going to happen now. And he'll watch you start eating the jerky, and he'll sniff at it, and just kind of with his long frog tongue lick it.
I kind of say behind me, anybody else got any ideas how to get across to him what's going on here?
Majorcan, you're a small reptile thingy. Can you talk to it?
I don't think I know grung language.
Just
Hindsight now being 2020, comprehend languages probably would have been a good spell to grab.
Maybe next level.
That's the joy of being a wizard. Is you have all those options, and you never know what's going to come up.
I'll walk up slowly.
We really need somebody that can communicate with it.
I'll start writing on a piece of paper. Can you read? And I'll show it to him.
What are you showing him on the paper there, Stony?
I'm writing on the paper, can you read? And I'm going to show it to him.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea.
He looks at it. He shoots his tongue at it and eats it. And goes, he just slides it back over to you.
So that's a no then.
How far are we away from somebody that could give a scroll of comprehend languages?
That would probably be back at town.
That's a long
So-
journey.
What was it, like half a day's journey through the jungle
Yeah.
And back.
and back? So a full day's trip. While you're sitting there, he reaches in a little bag that he has sitting off his side, and he pulls out, and you see when he reaches in, it kind of makes a slurp sound, like it sounds like it's wet, and he pulls out a little worm. Oh, not a little worm. It's probably about 4 or 5 inches in length, and he sets it down on the ground in front of you. Chuck, what's your character's name again? I forgot.
Adric Woodwillow.
Okay. Well, Adric, he sets
I
this
just came up with the
worm
last
down in
name.
front of you, and it's a bright orange color.
I pick it up. Now, I'm going to take, and I'm making a guess here. I'm going to put it and kind of hold it towards my ear and then kind of towards my mouth and see how it reacts.
When you start bringing it towards your mouth, the grunt goes, "Ah!" It reaches out and like stops your hand. And he goes, it kind of goes like this with the slime on his skin. And he makes a little line across the worm, and a little flame shows up over the worm for a second and then goes out.
So he doesn't respond when I put it towards my ear, but only towards when I go to eat it, right?
Yes.
Guys, I thought maybe it'd be some kind of way he was trying to communicate with this. You got any ideas?
Could I insight check Grung as to what he's trying to convey to us by giving the worm?
Yeah, you can roll insight if you like.
Wow, I didn't think of that either. Oops.
I got an 8 insight.
You have no clue. You just see him pull out a worm, and suddenly there's a fire on it, and then the fire goes out, and
What do you?
I'll try to insight.
That worm looks
Okay.
really spicy.
Shoot.
We lost him as he was trying to tell what the frog.
oh no! Should probably try to invite him back in, huh?
Well, on that note, Lazari could roll a insight.
Yeah.
It's +2, but it's the dies.
Did anybody get a good insight roll?
Lazari's about to roll. You have to be 20 plus your insight. Nope.
All right, I guess I'll go for it. Although I got a -1 on insight.
I'll go for it because I got a good one. Woohoo, 22.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
That's way more than you needed. At least someone knows what's going on here.
You can see the veins in the worm.
It must be you've had some kind of I don't know, interaction with smaller creatures before, or maybe it's just your monk wisdom. But you realize he's trying to show you in a non-threatening way the kind of warfare that they can use if they need to. But he's also you kind of get the hint that he's like, "This is cool. Watch this."
So in other words, he's showing that they have more power than we think they do.
Right. And then he stands up and he begins to walk away for a second, and then he stops and he turns back at you. And he reaches through another pouch and he pulls out a little blue pebble and he hands it to you. And then he pulls out some bark and he hands that to you. And he pulls out a little flask of some kind of, if you sniff it or if you taste it or whatever, it kind of seems like it might be some kind of tree sap. And then finally, he takes a piece of cloth. He just rips off a piece of his loincloth and rubs it on his head and hands that to you. And then he goes like this. And then he turns around to walk away.
I wonder if he's telling us to mix it.
With Stoney's background as an alchemist, would he know what kind of stuff these ingredients would make?
It seems like some kind of rock and sap, and you guys would kind of get the gist from his hand motions and everything. You should find a way to mix this together.
We can do that.
I hand it to Stoney. I believe that's your area, sir.
Yeah, I don't know anything of that.
So, Stoney being Stoney is going to be like, oh yes, of course. Just right over here. And he's going to bring out a small little disc from his pocket, toss it onto the ground, and it's just going to pop up and expand into a large floating table as he casts Tensor's floating disc.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, you kind of find a way to mix these ingredients together. You find that when you put the rock and the sap, it immediately starts breaking down into a fine powder. And you put the bark in there, and the whole thing turns from because it was kind of a purple when it mixed with the sap, or a blue when it mixed with the sap. When you put the bark in there, it turns to a vibrant purple color. And then you squeeze the fluid from the grung face off. And when you mix it in there, it makes a really thick, bright purple paste. And you see, when you get done with that, you look over and you see that grung, along with two others, are standing in the trees. And they're watching you very carefully, seeing if you got what happened. Right, if you were smart enough to figure it out.
I'm going to pull out my bow at this point and just have it at my side.
I think they gave us their equivalent of tar.
Of what?
They use all the
They
stuff
walk out,
around the forest.
and you see them kind of looking at each other, and they croak for a minute. And they just, all three of them back and forth. And then one of them seems very exasperated, and he turns around and begins hopping off into the trees. The other two walk up to it calmly, and one of them kind of puts his hands on your shoulders, Stoney. And the other one takes his finger and dips it in this paste. And he begins basically doodling with this paste on your face and on your arms.
Guys, I think they like me.
Congratulations, Tony.
And he says, and the frog, or this grung, says,
I'm sorry, I got to say this. Stoney the frog speaker.
he said, the frog, or the grung says, my name Waddle.
This makes.
My name's Stoney.
Good, good. You have talk paste. Keep.
It's called talk paste?
That's what they call it.
Okay, cool.
Their vocabulary doesn't seem to be exactly huge, but enough to communicate what they need to communicate.
I certainly will. Thank you very much for supplying the ingredients to make it.
Yes, friend. He points over at Edric. Says, friend.
I'll point over at our two other companions and say, also friend.
He nods. Friend.
I've leveled up.
What, baby? Cool.
Rats.
Sorry, my daughter's playing Pokemon. I got excited because one of her Pokemon leveled up. So,
So why don't you ask him if we can speak to his leader or his elder?
Yeah.
oh, right. Sorry, I forgot where we were. She sidetracked me.
Stony kind of has a top pace. So.
Take me to your leader.
Leader, yes. He says, more talk paste. Tell them here.
He said that you guys should all get your faces painted too.
Gladly.
So you guys walk over, and then both of them begin doodling on you guys. The kobold has a long snout, so they can draw a lot more stuff on his face. So they're drawing like a butterfly and a flower, and these doodles are just random things that they would see out in the trees. Adric probably has a big like bird painted on him, and they're trying to figure out how to get through Lazari's fur. So finally, they just make a dot on her nose. But in turn, once you guys have your faces painted, you can hear him start speaking too. He says, "Waddle." He points at all of you. Says, "Follow Waddle." And
We'll be right behind you.
nods. And he kind of penguin waddles when he's walking by Beetle. So finally, him and his friend will just crouch down and start hopping. And they lead you straight up into the trees. And it's into the thick brush that you guys wouldn't be totally prepared to hack through and walk through despite living so close to the jungle in the recent years. Because you guys haven't left the city all that much. But you do eventually push your way through, and you come across a big pond. And it's not that far. You only walk probably 20 minutes from where you were. And that's pushing through this brush. So it was not far at all. You're surprised you couldn't see it through the trees. There's a fairly large pond full of giant lily pads. And you can see large frogs, obviously, everywhere. Obviously, grung. And he points to the water and says, "Down."
Oh, Watto, we can't breathe underwater.
He looks at
We
you
can only
puzzled.
breathe up here.
He looks at you puzzled and goes,
How far down do we have to go?
I take
he thinks
a
about
deep
it.
breath and jump in.
He thinks about it. Goes,
All right, fair enough. And Stony will take a deep breath and he'll go for a swim too.
he tries to look. He looks around. He points at a tree. Stands about 20 feet tall.
Oh, Jesus.
We can do that, right, guys?
Try our best. Lazar's going to have fun with this.
Oh, the cat's got to go in the water. I didn't even think about that.
Stand up and walk.
He thinks, goes, "Wait, I bring Chief."
It's a better idea.
Thank you very much, Watto.
Talk paint. Wash off if you go in water.
True, true.
So him and his friend that he never introduced, hop onto a lily pad and then hop onto another one, and jump in the water. You see them swim out for a little ways, and they go straight down. And they're gone for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You realize you're glad you didn't go down there with them because you would have ran out of breath way before they did. And finally, they come back up. And they swim forward. I'm trying to remember what color he would be.
Purple. I think that's oil.
The yellow?
Okay. He, Waddle, and a bright, kind of an off orange, almost red, pinkish type color, very, very vibrant, swim out. And this one has like seaweed wrapped around his head. And
Hello.
he looks at you in surprise, and then he notices the paint go. He looks at Waddle, looks back, looks at Waddle, says, "You do?" Waddle says, "Yes." And he walks forward. Chief Gorb, you are.
Stony.
One more time.
I'm Majorcan.
Lazari.
He goes, look. He has a hard time saying it. Stony.
Yeah.
Stones.
I'm fine with that.
Waddle say friends. Friends steal our nesting ground.
Let me ask, can you read?
What read?
That solves a lot.
And then he says, he looks around, read. And then he goes, and Waddle follows command, goes over and grabs a reed out of the side of the pond. And he hands it to you. Read?
Never mind that question. Yeah, we're trying to solve that problem so that they have somewhere to live and you have a place to nest.
Nuts. They block water. They hurt grung that come to mate. Not good.
So first off, they need to not block the water.
Need water. Wetlands.
So not necessarily talking to him, but I'm kind of asking Stony. So I'm assuming the town, they were trying to dry the land off so they could build on it.
That would make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense if you're trying to build things that are sturdier than huts.
Okay, so I look at him and I go, so if they didn't do that, is that the only thing that's bothering you?
Yes. They hurt grung. No more tadpoles. Grung died. We're echoing now.
So if they build their houses on poles, that'd probably fix the problem.
All right. So if they moved, would that solve their problem?
Yes.
Is there any land that you're not using around here?
Thanks. Just town.
Other than the town?
He thinks. And he looks over. You can see the mountain off in the distance. Mountain?
Okay,
Big
yeah,
lizard.
Big lizard.
Yeah, that was a stupid question on my part.
Great lizard? That don't sound good.
Big lizard. Eats grung.
What color is he?
Big lizard have wings too?
No wings. And then he looks around and he points at a blue grung.
Blue.
So, would you let them live there if they left the water alone?
Yes. Need the water.
If we get rid of the lizard, they can put him on. Fucking Christ.
I was told you had someone translating for you. Where's that person now?
He thinks. Jungle. Antler man. He goes like this.
Oh, okay. Did he have furry hooved feet?
Thinks. No, honey. Looks down at your feet. Just feet.
It could have been a headdress.
Why wear a dress on head? That's silly.
You said there was a big lizard in that direction? Stony points towards the mountain.
Big lizard.
If
Does
we kill
anything-
that lizard,
Does anything come out of its mouth when it attacks grung?
Bad smell.
So it's a bad smelling blue lizard?
Yes, very bad. Bad lizard.
I poured over to the kobold because I can't remember his name, and I'm like, smell anything like him?
Pull over who?
the kobold man.
Majorcan. He leans over. Worst smell.
Right.
A worse smell? We were just in the sewers a few days ago.
Smell like dead grung.
If we
Yeah,
kill
that
this
makes sense.
grung killer, can the humans keep the land?
Yes. Need nesting grounds.
So if we kill lizard, you'll go nest in the mountains?
No.
No, the
Not
lizard.
safe.
He just said it's there.
So
He said they'd let him stay there if we could just not mess with the water.
Okay, so just out of character, what he's basically trying to get across to you guys is, there's some kind of large lizard on this mountain,
Mhm.
and over in that direction, they don't want to live there because it's a natural predator to them.
But there's land over there that they could have if we kill the lizard.
There's land over there that apparently may be within the grung's territory, but they will be more than happy to let the humans live there.
Oh, well, we should probably kill the lizard then to make him live there.
So if we
Well, they
kill
also
the-
said if we could get them to live there without messing with the water, they could.
Right, that's another thing they were trying to get across is somewhere apparently the water's dammed up where the little resort area is that they're trying to build used to be wetlands,
Yes.
and that's where they could.
That's kind of what I assumed is they dammed the water up so they could build the houses.
Where did the water used to come from? That is not coming from anymore.
river, and he points over and he kind of moves his hand back and forth between where the resort area is and the mountain.
So it's between where the humans are and where the big lizard is?
Yes.
We'll be sure to take care of that. And after we kill the big lizard, the humans can move in up there, right? As
Yes.
long as they don't dam up the river again?
Yes.
Stony will turn to everyone and he'll say, I believe that is a much better deal than the grungs originally had.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
We'll be sure to take care of all of this for you.
I think for us to have to draw in the lizard, we'll have to have something that smells like grung.
We
He
have
looks
this
at this.
toothpaste.
Wobble smells like grung. Wobble's eyes get really big.
Oh, Wabba. Yes, he does smell like grung. You know what else would smell like grung?
Chloe.
I just look at Wabo and go, hug me, Wabo. And I make it look
Wabo.
silly, but I'm literally trying to put his scent on me.
What Wobble's looking at you. He sees you reach its arms out, and he's like taking it back, trying to like taking steps back, and then you pick up the grung against his will. And as you pick him up, he just kind of slides straight back out with this slime.
Not a bad idea.
But you
I
do have
take
some of
the slime and kind of
ice.
start rubbing it around me. And then to see if he gets the point of it.
Wobble thinks for a minute. And he starts, he like rubs his head, trying to work up the mucus, and he'll wipe it on you, carefully avoiding your face. You probably wouldn't notice. And then he gets really excited. He walks over to Stony and he starts rubbing it on Stony too.
And for good measure, Stony's going to take out the tuft of burnt fur from the rat that we killed last time. And he's going to sort of rub it, the tuft of burnt rat fur that I got last time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to rub it on Waba to get the mucus on that too.
Okay. He looks happy. Where he was turning a brighter shade of green when he was volunteered to go with you to the lizard, he looks more relaxed at the moment. He's kind of getting that, oh, you guys are going to go fight the lizard and smell like me. I'm going to go back to the pond.
Guess we should probably go handle this lizard now.
And the dam.
As you guys go to turn around, there are dozens and dozens of small little frogs hopping all around your feet that you have to carefully avoid. And they're watching you very intently to make sure you don't step on these little frogs. And they're all sorts of colors. There's yellow and orange and blue and green and purple. And
Kidnap a child.
you're going to kidnap one? Roll a sleight of hand check.
Really? What is that?
Roll a d20. And then you add your sleight of hand modifier, but that's 19.
+1.
So 20.
So you look around for a minute, and like the cat you are, you wait until just the moment, and you slowly reach your paw out. What color?
Purple or blue?
You grab a blue one, and you just like pocket it. So you hear these tiny croaks coming from Lazari's pocket
That's fine.
as she abducts a child.
You gonna eat it, Lazari?
Nope.
Wait. I hear this.
It's my child.
As you guys get off into the woods, you can hear the tiny croak coming from Lazari's pocket. Yes.
What is that noise?
I took a snake.
That's a good point.
And tame a frog is
Yes,
too much.
it's gonna be my best friend. It's my new lover. I'm putting it away.
So yeah, Adric asked Lazari what that noise was. Do you tell the group that you just kidnapped a child?
No, my stomach's just rumbling.
Roll deception.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think she has a roll deception on that one.
No, they're not fooled for a second. She got a total of what's your
10.
deception? Total of 10. I gotta stop moving my camera so much. I keep forgetting.
I look at her and I go, "What did you do?"
It's fine. Everything's
Oh, you have a
okay.
pet now? I had a pet. It ran away. Tried to bite me.
You don't think that it's probably healthier for it to live with its own?
No.
You don't find that a little selfish?
I'm a very selfish cat.
Do you pull them out and pull the grung out and show them?
Yes.
When she pulls out, there's like pocket lint stuck in a slime.
Okay, well, I put water in my pocket. Cats
Put water in your pocket, huh?
I make a tank for it.
Okay, so as you guys go traipsing through, Wobble will he'll show you the way back to the village, and then he'll point off to the north towards where the mountain is, and he says, "Lizard that way."
And the dam's between this and Lizard?
Yes.
Awesome. We'll go take care of both of those problems.
Okay. I'll be perfectly honest. This isn't where I was expecting to take this game, but I like it. So.
Is my frog male or female?
Huh?
Is my frog male or female?
I'll leave that up to you.
It's female.
Roll a d20. Odd it's male, even it's female.
Okay, so you have a little blue female pet frog, pet grung,
That's fine.
which will eventually be sentient and have his own voice. So,
And
should be interesting.
common and whatever other languages we use a lot of. The brain is pretty weird.
I don't have any
I don't know
rules
if
on
anybody here's old enough, but when I think of that makes me think of the old cartoon with the frog that had this top hat and the cane and everything and was singing and dancing.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling.
I have that one.
Yep, that's it.
Training to be a bard. There you go.
Hello, my ragtime doll.
There's no rules on if they'd learn common or not being with you guys, so
I will teach it my cat when you're
I'll have to ask a forum later.
with that. Blue.
I'm being showed things now.
If it loads. It's gonna look like that, except for blue.
Real big eyes.
I love it.
Alrighty. So I think that's our first official pet in this group.
I'm
Yeah.
happy.
It's an interesting one too.
Stayed around.
So he just kind of points off, and he kind of looks at you as you guys begin walking towards the north, and goes. He thinks for a minute. Goes.
You don't have to go, Wobble.
Good. And he'll just sit where he's at, and like the little frog perch.
Bye, Wada. See you when we get back.
So you guys begin walking into the woods, and you hear from behind you in common, not in grung. What are you doing? You're leaving this grung here? If you turn back, you see the leader of the build is standing there with two people. Not with Discord, but with two other people.
We said give us a week. It has been 3 days.
Says I came to check up to make sure everyone's still alive. That you burned down the hut, and I see you here, just leaving a grung here to burn down the rest of our huts.
You know they can't read, right? You kind of just stole land from them. And
We had a translator. Why do you have all that stuff all over your face?
Oh, yeah. This is so that they can actually talk to us.
You expect me to believe that?
Hey, Wobble, say
Yes.
hi.
I found worms to feed my frogs. Shut up.
You've seen much
Bubble is
weirder
scared.
stuff come out of potions from my shop.
What was that?
You've seen much weirder effects come from potions that came out of my shop.
You know, this isn't a potion. This is savage animal finger paint.
No, it's a
You
paste.
expect me to believe that? You expect me to believe that these grung have some kind of magic power?
No, I'm telling you, they can use alchemy, just like anyone else can do if they try.
And Wabo looks over. He says, "That man hurt grungs."
Waba, stay where you're sitting, please.
He doesn't have
Just
his
in
weapon
case, I
on him.
kind of made my way closer, and kind of in between those two.
Okay. This would be when you notice that Wabo does not have a spear or any kind of bow or anything with him. He just was leading you back to here, hoping to go back to the pond. And he says, the foreman says, where exactly are you even going? You're supposed to be here protecting this place.
Well,
We're trying to
we
get
made a much better deal than what you made. Basically, we're leaving this place. We're getting rid of the dam and a big lizard, and you guys can live in the mountains as long as you don't dam up the river again.
He says, dam up the... And then he thinks back and goes, you mean the... He says, you mean the aquifer? We redirected the river so that we could have water and that could flow through the sewer system back in town. And so that we could have fresh water in the wells.
Yeah, apparently they didn't like that too much.
We're gonna undo that.
Then what are we gonna do for all the people in town?
I mean, we seemed to get along just fine before the aquifer was there.
Yes, but people had to go search for water every day. You know how difficult that is?
You know how
Look,
easy
the
it
option
to
is
underwater?
What is this deal you made?
out.
What? Why are we suddenly being relocated to the mountains? We agreed to be here.
Yes, and they couldn't read. They had no idea what they were agreeing to.
I told
you
them
don't
we
even know
had a
what the translator
translator.
told them. You don't know what the translator told them. Do you speak grung? Obviously not, because you needed a translator.
Yes, we. Well, you obviously speak grung now. Why don't you tell him? So, why exactly do they want us to leave this particular land when we agreed to have this particular land in the first place?
Well, this is the nesting ground, so where they go to have babies.
And he goes to say something, but the man to his left stops him, and he turns around. And they kind of do like a three-man huddle for a minute. And he turns back and says,
I want to see if I can listen into that conversation.
okay, perception roll, I think it would be.
Rapid 5.
So you're being like super obvious trying to hear, so they just kind of step away for a second.
Then I just kept walk closer to him. I'm not going to play around with this because I don't trust them to go and just start wiping out the eggs. So, and I'll say that to them.
I'll roll a perception roll if it makes everybody feel better.
Just hold on. Well, he can hear, so because once he moves within range, they're not going to stop talking. They need to discuss this, obviously. And the man that stops and says, "Wait a minute. We might get a better deal if they go up there and kill some big monster up there. We can use it as an attraction. You know, keep its bones, make a resort up there on the mountain. We might even get better tourism on the mountain. Why do we want this? Like you said,
I'll look
this
at
is
him and I'll
basically
know.
wetlands. We don't know if there's
Deal.
a sinkhole under it or something. We could lose everything overnight. You guys both just froze up at the same time." Hold on, it's still frozen. My signal is awful today.
How about now?
Probably like the fucking 7 inches of snow we're getting right now.
Yeah, we got like 8 inches of snow here.
Can you hear me?
Hold on. Let me try and turn the camera off, see if that helps at all. I can hear you. I can hear
Yay.
Chuck.
As long as you can hear me, I don't care. I don't mess with cameras anyway.
I hear nothing now.
Now I hear nothing.
Hello?
Okay, yeah, I can hear Chuck.
Yeah, there
Yep.
we go.
Hello? It's me.
Yep. Got you, Connor.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's all good now. Okay. Sorry for a second. His face is real. We all seen it.
He does exist.
Okay, so yeah, basically he's trying to convince the foreman that maybe they can get a better deal up there. And then he says,
You could make
even
it
if
a
this,
ski resort if you wanted.
says, even if this place floods out again, we could always just put everything on poles. That's what I said in the first place, but nobody listens to the second-hand man, just the foreman.
Well, the reality is at this point, you're going to have to kill the grungs to get them to stop, or
The foreman
give them some concessions.
The foreman looks over you and says, I suppose that's true, and us committing genocide probably wouldn't look too great on the tourist brochure.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know about the rest of them, but I'm not going to just stand by as that happens either.
Yeah, no,
I'm not going to do that either. Wabo's our friend.
He says, I won't commit mass murder. We haven't even killed a grung yet.
Good.
But
Let's keep it that way.
says, we gave you a week to take care of the problem. If this deal could work out, you have 4 more days to take care of the issue on the hill or on the mountain.
It'll be taken care of.
We will talk to the engineers back in town to see if there's a way that they can allow water to come here and we can take water from the aquifer.
Here's an
Aqueduct.
idea.
Another thought is,
Correcting myself, it's aqueduct.
I don't know, but you might make it where you can just reflood it when it comes to breeding season too. I don't know if that's the case. You'll have to talk to somebody that knows better, but
how do we know we can trust you?
I mean, you could just.
He says,
try to
how do you know you can trust anyone until you try?
You could just make the river split and go 2 different directions.
That's what I mean. We'll talk to the engineers and see what we can do. He says, where exactly is this monster that you are going to be fighting?
In the mountain.
You just point at the mountain.
Somewhere over there.
Yeah.
So all this time, Wabo is he's now stood up and he's hidden around the corner of a house or a hut. He's not sure which way this is going because he doesn't understand common. And he sees you point off to the mountain. And then he kind of comes out a little bit and he looks at the guy. He points to the mountain. I keep pointing with my hand. I forget you guys can't see me at the moment. Try this again. But he points at the mountain and he gets down on his hands and knees and walks around and goes and smashes a pile of dirt or something.
There's a big lizard up there. It's blue and it smells bad.
Look, we're gonna go kill this lizard and get you guys your new land.
The man thinks for a minute. He says, we may get the investors to agree to that. If it is better.
Better because they're not genocide.
It is better than genocide. Mass cultural murder. Are you drawing frogs?
Yes, I do my frog.
Oh, wait, that's a really cool poem.
That's what my frog
That's
looks
a
like
really
when
cool
it's fully
picture.
grown.
Misty just found this picture.
That's what my frog will look like when it's grown. And it gives the role of each color of the frogs.
Yeah, that I have that list here too. Comes in the book. But I even brought the book, my Tomb of Annihilation book this time, preparing for a grung fight. But this, I kind of like this better. So he.
You expected us to be murder hobo.
Yeah, kind of did.
Oh
I'm
no,
glad. Oh no.
not again.
Everybody's signal is just awful today.
Hello again, Chuck.
Hello again, Chuck. Welcome to
Hello,
the street.
my darling. Hello, my baby.
Group is the savior of the grungs, I tell you. Dances with grungs. Soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
Kidnaps the grungs, I guess.
Like dark red. My horns are gonna be more
So
more double.
after that whole debacle and him agreeing to that, we're probably
After that whole debacle, the foreman says, when you leave, we will leave, but when you leave, the grung can't stay here. And like you look over and Wobble like has one of those worms out and he's making it show fire again.
Yeah, we'll get Wobble.
Again, he's like,
when they go,
but he looks
go
to you, Stone, he
back to
says,
the pond, okay?
What's that?
Wobble, when they go, you go back to the pond, okay?
Wobble, go home. Wobble, go home. Wobble says, Wobble, go home. He hops off into the trees.
There, he's not here anymore. Problem solved.
And then the foreman and his men turn around and leave. You guys begin walking off to the north.
I'm actually gonna climb a tree.
You're going to climb just a random tree?
Yeah, and start hopping through the trees, so in case Lucy comes down and stuff, I'm not on the ground.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check
Where's my paper? Oh,
just to make sure you don't fall out of the tree.
Where's your paper?
You drawing on that one too?
Yeah, if you want to see this.
yeah, I should be fine.
Never
mind.
So
It's +3.
you
though,
guys,
so I got a whole.
you guys watch
12.
Majorcan climb up the side of a tree, just completely elegantly. He leaps for a branch, and he falls about 3 feet short and just falls down to the brush.
I'm gonna try it again. I'll keep trying until I'm on the ground with everybody else. In my notes.
What was that, Stoney?
Jordan, you're not able to fly.
Yeah,
You're not a flying kobold.
That's my job.
I'm trying to get the edge on this lizard. Just let me try.
Go ahead. Try one more time.
Stony, my boy, I don't know if you thought about this, but you've now made yourself a target too by wiping that stuff on you, right?
You are too.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware.
But
Okay, but think about the differences in what we do.
so Majorcan climbs up another tree, and once again leaps. But as he leaps, the branch breaks out from underneath him, and he just falls into like a thorn bush.
1 damage.
Yeah, take 1 point of damage. Are you still gonna try?
One more time, man.
Second level problems. Dead from trying to jump from tree to tree.
7 + 3. Why?
Why, dice?
You don't even make it up this tree.
Yeah,
You're just tired from the falls.
Never mind, guys. I tried.
You did not roll above a 7.
It's
I got a 9. Technically, that was a 12, but
What's that? So, you guys are traipsing along, and eventually, you kind of, there's no definitive path here. You just know, hey, the mountain's generally that way. And once you walk into the trees, there's that canopy, so you really can't tell where the mountain is. So you're just like, I hope it's still that way.
Could we by chance follow the now dry riverbed?
You're cutting out real bad there, Connor.
Sorry. Let me see if video off works for me too. Could we follow the dried up riverbed?
Yeah. Roll survival to see if you find it real quick.
I'll roll survival too, just in case.
Not one.
Hey guys, it's this way, and you start walking south.
No, I'm not rolling survival.
This is kind of your bread and butter over there, Druid.
Okay.
Roll survival.
Oh no, we lost Chuck again.
Jesus. Guys, it's gonna be a bad day when we get to that lizard.
Hey Chuck, you want to try and roll survival?
Survival?
Yeah.
Okay, that won't go very well.
I'm going to too.
I got a 7.
Just see if someone can figure out where this dried riverbed is.
Possible to roll again.
Go ahead, roll.
Nope.
Can anyone get above a 10?
There. I'm done rolling in the box.
All right, so Lazari.
15, 14, 15, 16.
I got 12.
Okay. See, you and Lazari, Edric.
Someone's like, hey,
You
we
guys
should follow
see-
the riverbed. He's like, looking at a tree. That's the riverbed.
At first, it looks like little veins in the ground, and then they start getting thicker and thicker and closer together, and eventually it comes together into this like large, kind of like a quarter pipe type deal. So like the ground is hollowed out, and you can tell this is the riverbed. And you guys follow this way, and you walk up for probably half hour to an hour. So, before you find the dam, and it's this large wooden stone structure that is holding water back. You can see it kind of like curves, and there's still like shovels and digging equipment. For whatever reason, they just left it here. So you can tell they made an artificial river to move it over toward closer to town for themselves. But you walk around that, you continue on your way.
No, we agreed to break down the dam.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
Yeah. So
So
Stony is
how
going
do you
to switch
guys
his
want to go
gauntlet.
about breaking down? How do you guys want to go about breaking down city property? Government
Are there
property.
Any particular like structural, like any places where it's particularly stressed? That seem like it's holding something up.
Let me make a quick diagram. It's not going to be great, but okay. Turn this camera on real quick so you guys can see my wonderful artwork. Okay. So right here, you can kind of see you guys are coming up this way. Okay. You guys are following the horrible arrow I drew.
Okay.
So you guys are coming this way. This dashed line here is the dam, and the river is flowing down this way. So when it hits here, it's putting pressure here and rolling over and going off this way. If you kind of get what I mean there.
Mm-hmm. Stony is going to punch into his gauntlet, a combination that all of them have seen before, and he's going to use acid spray on the most structurally important part of the dam.
Okay, so you
Hold on, Stony. Hold on. I'm not saying we shouldn't destroy it. All I'm saying is maybe we should let the people think that they made the choice for it to be taken down instead of us just doing it for them. At least unless they force that position to us.
But I mean, we agreed to it.
Yes, but we didn't agree to win.
They need the water.
I mean, if you guys want to start digging.
It's up to you, Stoney.
You promised the grungs water.
A promise is a promise, and Stoney's gonna spray it down with acid.
Okay, so right up the side of the bank where you're walking, where it curves off of the river, right where it connects is like a triangle shaped stone point. It seems to be some kind of brace. So when you start throwing acid on it, it wears away quickly, and the river force pushes that part of the wall in. And it didn't completely break the dam, but there is some water that's like streaming through at a pretty fair pace. Not at the full force of the river, mind you. But a good trickle, the bed is definitely getting wet now.
That should be fine.
What's going on? Is that good enough for you guys? Or do you want to
Yeah.
continue destroying it?
Stoney's going to destroy half of it.
You can tear down like half of it, so the water, that way some of the water's still being pushed off the other way.
Yep.
Okay, I get what you mean.
I don't have any
Just did the engineer's job for them.
All right, now time to go handle this lizard.
Okay, so yeah. Let's take just a quick like 5-minute break there. Everybody go to the bathroom before we continue on this if you have to.
You got it.
Okay, so we'll be right back, everyone.
The group goes to the top of the mountain to fight a big blue lizard that smells very bad, but little did they know it was actually a wingless blue dragon covered in shit.
Oh, like I haven't already thought of that one.
Is everyone back yet?
This is that what normally.
Yep.
I'm on my phone, so I never went anywhere.
I hypothesized that it was a blue dragon. Here's a blue dragon.
Better option. Look better drawn.
Yeah.
So you hypothesize that it's a blue dragon?
Yes, a wingless blue dragon that was smeared with poop.
No, smeared with the poop.
Smeared with poop. Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
Okay. So after the incident with the dam, you guys venture on forward, following which particular direction? Because you guys found the dam that you were looking for. You can kind of see that this river comes off of the mountain, but you're not really sure where this lizard's going to be.
I mean, it's got to come to water eventually.
So are you going to stay here next to where the dam was and wait for it? Or
Also,
you
if it's large, it probably leaves marks.
Tracking.
Okay, roll survival. See if you find this. Or investigation. You pick.
I'm good at one of those.
This still has my paper, so I can see.
That's at least a 17.
I can roll an investigation.
I lied. It's a 19.
What was that?
I got a 19 investigation.
All right. Well, there's no point in it.
Okay, Stony. You guys travel up the bank a little bit, and you can see very clearly there's like deer tracks and squirrel paw prints in the mud and things like that. You find a couple different hoof things. And interestingly enough, not on the beach, but in the middle of the water, you see a very large four-toed footprint.
In the middle of the water, you say?
Way to go, Stony.
Guys! Footprint.
The value up.
Down.
And he points at it.
So Stony points at the print.
I think we should just wait here, hide in the trees.
Now you can see that the print is slightly. It looks like it was dragged. I don't know if you've ever seen what that looks like, but dragged upriver, and the water is kind of washing it away. At that high of a roll, you can tell it's indicating that it must be nearby.
It's really close.
Leave it to you.
It wouldn't be
the
there
two that are
in the middle of the
smothered
river.
in grung smell.
It's a good point. I forgot they were covered in grung. So, roll perception, everybody.
I got a 9.
That's why you always use the tray.
I mean, fine.
Non-natural 20.
3.
Okay. You can see colors right now.
Okay, so apparently everybody but Stony. You smell a foul stench of dead fish.
I'm just like, it's really close by, and it's coming up right behind me.
Like the smell wafts.
just short enough to dodge him and hit me.
Are there any trees along the riverbed?
Oh, quite a bit. I'm sorry, I didn't paint a very good picture. You are surrounded by jungle on both sides while traveling up this riverbank.
Jorgen is gonna try and grab my tree again.
Jorgen's trying to climb up a tree.
Yes, I want leverage on this stupid.
I am too, but I'm going to do it much more gracefully. And I'm going to kind of stretch a little bit, and then you see me literally run up the tree branch, the tree up to the next branch,
Okay.
I just jumped to the branch and laid on it.
and I do a 15.
Yeah, you both just soar up a tree.
Let me pull out my bow. Yeah.
Leaving the druid and the wizard on the ground.
At the sudden stench, the small frog in Lazari's pocket starts croaking frantically.
That's not what a frog sounds like. I'm very concerned.
That's quite a bit more like a pig.
Surprisingly close.
I want a pet dragon.
What have you done to this grung in the time you acquired it?
Nothing. It needs water, and I don't have a water.
You're literally standing next to a river.
But you don't want it to run away.
I know. I really love this thing.
You're like a magical fish tank.
That's what I need. I
Just
need a
magic
pouch that can
pouch.
hold
A
Your
magic
pouch.
goldfish bowl.
Your pouch should be able to hold water.
It can.
Unless it tears.
Okay, well,
Don't
won't
You
take.
put it in your water skin.
When I put water in my bag, put the frog in there, it stops croaking. It's fine. It's not all dry now. Let me try.
And covered
We'll
in lint.
figure out what to do with your frog a little bit later.
And it's not covered in lint anymore.
No, it's totally still covered in lint. That's just a thing that happens to it now.
It's always covered in lint. Like it's gonna come out and fight and stuff. It's gonna have a piece of lint on its right on its forehead.
Like that's his clothes.
Sliding down its eyeball. Okay, sorry, back on track. I got distracted, guys. Distracted geeks. But yeah, and you can kind of hear a dull scraping sound. And it brushes past the tree that Majorca's in. And it's clearly moving towards Stony. Roll initiative, guys.
I got another 18
18.
plus my
Where's my
initiative.
guy?
One.
I got 21.
9.
21.
Majorcan, you can go first. I also got a 21.
Drinking your pop.
Okay, so Stony and Majorcan got 21. Major Aiken. What did Lazari get?
For me.
I got 19.
And Adric.
9.
9, okay. Lizard and Lazari are right next to each other. Okay. So Stone, you said Major can go first, right?
That is correct. I assume he's more dexterous than I am.
I'm gonna use my bow for this fight.
You're gonna use your bow.
Just stay in the tree until it knocks me out.
Okay, so you quickly draw your bow and aim it. You strike it. Your arrow somehow pierces its thick scales.
I thought I was. Roll this.
Yeah, you roll it. You roll the hit, so your arrow pierces its thick scales. Now it's a 2 though, so you know. 6 points damage plus your modifier. Which modifier on it?
That's that. You no longer can draw. 'Cause I'm gonna need this for the rest of the fight.
You look so sad, Misty.
3. No, 5. Wait, what?
Nope, 3.
3. Okay.
It's plus 5 to hit, plus 3 on damage.
9.
Okay, that means it's your turn now, Stony. As this thing's approaching from behind you, you hear a dink as the arrow pierces the scale. It probably lets out some.
I found it! And how far is it from me?
Great eyes, Tony.
How far away is it from me?
When you turn around, it's probably about 20 feet from you.
Oh Jesus.
It's close. Snuck right up on you.
All right. I'm about to do something slightly ridiculous. So,
What's up?
Stony is going to pull out a small box that looks like it has a speaker in the front. And he's going to hold it out in front of him, and a laugh track is going to play as he casts it. It must make a wisdom save.
Nice. So that's a wisdom save, right?
Correct. Unless it has an intelligence score of 4 or less.
I'm trying to think if it would. It's a totally made up character. I'm going to say it has an intelligence of at least 5 or 6. So
Okay.
I got a 12 on the die.
Yes.
It's not going to have a very, it's not going to have a very high modifier. It'll be probably say it's a 6.
If it's a
So
plus 1 modifier, then you make it. If it's anything else, no.
it'd be a -2 or 3, so 9 or 10. So neither of those make it.
Well then, my good sir. The
Go ahead
target,
and eat me.
the target is prone, incapacitated, and unable to stand up because it is laughing so hard.
Laughing so hard?
Yes. Tasha's hideous laughter is amazing.
So it compels him to laugh. So
Yes, he
it
is now
falls over
prone and incapacitated.
and it's making this hideous, like, hiss noise. And Stoney, you know that this is its laughter, but everyone else probably would look really confused at the sound it's making.
It worked!
What did you do?
Lazari, it's your turn. Was there damage on that, or is it just incapacitated?
Nah, just incapacitated, which to be fair is a hell of a just.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great.
And it also gets a saving throw every turn, so we don't know how long that's going to last.
So kill the crap out of it.
Go ahead, home.
I'm using powder.
You're gonna use your dagger, you said?
Yeah.
You could use your magic, you know, considering how bush you are.
What's your modifier?
3.
So you run up and you go and try to. You trying to slash it or stab it?
Wash.
So as you go to slash, your dagger just slides across its scales. It's wiggling around, laughing, and its weird lizard hiss laugh thing.
But if it's rolled over, it's
And on its turn, it gets to make another wisdom saving throw, right?
Correct.
Well, it would still lose at least one turn before it makes a savings throw. So its
next
first
turn-
action, it wouldn't get a save, and then its next action.
So there's not a lot I can do at this moment. But Lazari is within its grasp when it's rolling around. So I'm gonna say Lazari, it's rolling around in laughter. So make a dexterity save.
roll the 20. Roll the 20. Yes.
And then use your save modifier, which is I can look this now. Over here.
Yes, you got away.
What is it total? 17? Yeah, you rolled away successfully. As it like rolls over and its belly lands right where you just tried to cut it.
I mean, its belly wouldn't have scales on it, right?
Yeah, it would. It's a lizard.
Okay. You got me there.
Just like a turtle would have its shell on its belly. How you know it doesn't have a shell on it anyway? I just didn't describe it very well. It's a big blue lizard. Maybe it has a turtle shell. And wings. And breathes fire.
Just extends.
There's your dragon.
And has an AC of 96 and HP of 500.
Get me serious.
Obviously not.
I was saying, I'm like, oh man, we are going to die.
Atrick, it's your turn.
Patrick.
I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm doing it for flair. I'm going to come out of that tree and do a tumble and try to jump onto it, and then, of course, let off a flurry of blows.
Make that dexterity check.
Now, non-natural 20, thank God. Because I was waiting for it to fumble, and then I lose all my attacks and everything else, too.
30, 20?
Yeah,
Okay.
17 plus 3.
Okay. You're
And then I get
able to.
a short sword attack and 2 hand attacks, flurry of blows.
Yep.
First one is a 15. I believe I missed on the second one. It's only a 9. I missed on the second one, or third one too.
Yeah, and so what I imagine what kind of happened here is your first attack with your sword is just barely not enough to pierce its scale. You're trying to keep your balance or something, so you try like kicking it or punching it.
Holy shit, we're in trouble.
To no avail. To no avail. And that brings us back up to Majorcan.
I guess I'm gonna stay in the tree and not try to jump out.
Shoot another arrow?
Yeah.
Hey, you missed.
I hit the dirt, dude.
Like it whizzes past Edric's head.
I yell out, Druid, do you have fairy fire?
Do you?
Probably not. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I have a notification. Facebook. Whoops. Stony. This seems to be more of a difficult fight than you originally thought it was going to be.
Now that it is laughing and on the ground, Stony is going to punch in a combination onto his gauntlet, and the crystal on his palm is going to eject a small orb of the dark green color, and he's going to throw it at the monster as he is casting Chromatic Orb to deal acid damage.
Acid damage. Nice. So roll a hit.
$20 after modifiers.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll definitely get it. So your acid eats through its scales for how much damage.
Exactly. Acid eat through the scales. You poison spray.
14 acid damage.
Nice hit.
It'd probably be like a 19 immunity.
It lets out a pained hiss as you do so. In the midst of all of its lizard laughing. Yeah. Like,
oh my god, ow, this is so funny, but ow.
Lazari, that brings it back to your turn.
What does Thunderwave do?
Thunderwave is fun.
Thunderwave is fun, unless you botch it.
What do you do? What does it do?
Out of character, I'll be really honest. Maybe we should relieve and come back a little more prepared.
You're doing well. You're doing well. Don't worry. The DM's just smiling a lot.
Just waiting. I'm the only one that has successfully done damage to it so far.
Stony did twice the damage you did.
Oh, nice. Nice job, Sony. I didn't even know you hit it. I was too busy trying to help.
Thanks.
Look over here.
If we're talking an AC of like 16. That's ooh.
Page 283 on the second book you showed.
What's that? You gotta talk louder.
What does Thunderwave do?
Thunderwave. You can look at it here in Player's Handbook. But I'll tell you
2d8 points of thunder damage. I think in a cone shape. Makes a dex save for half.
15-foot cube originating from you.
It radiates from a central area of your choosing. I have to make a dexterity save.
Con save.
Con save? Okay, I have to make a con save. I did not make the con save. So that's 2d8s of damage at first level, I think it is. Did you actually write the page number down?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm just going to throw this out there, especially for new casters. Get you some index cards and write it down.
Index cards, yeah. Or we can go to the game shop at some point, and they sell decks of cards that have all the spells on it.
I'm thinking cheap because I'm poor.
Right. I am too, but I have all the books. I've been wanting to get the Xanthar spell cards. Look at those.
Well, unfortunately, not to get into my situation, but I had mental illness and I've been out of work for a while, so poor.
So, you are using Thunderwave?
No, she's not using Thunderwave because it just didn't work. She got a 5.
You don't roll. I have to roll a save.
Oh.
And I failed my save, which means I take all the damage.
Oh,
If I would have passed it, I would only
You
take
were
half.
10 feet.
Yeah, that's not a roll to hit damage spell.
oh
Yeah.
wow.
I roll to make a save.
All right, so what do
It's
you
actually
roll?
really good against things that have like a high AC to do things like that.
Well, keep that in mind. But
So,
what die does she roll?
roll your damage.
Which one is that?
Score.
Huh?
I'm confused. Which one?
I think it's 2d8.
Yeah, doesn't have to
2d8, and since he failed, he gets pushed back 10 feet.
Yeah, I take the full damage and I get pushed back 10 feet with Thunder Wave.
You kind of like fling it into the tree.
Push it back into the woods a little bit at least. Roll it again. So, what's it look like when this Thunder Wave kills this giant lizard? Lazari, what's it look like when you kill this giant lizard with a concussive, super loud thunder wave? It sounds like when you break the sonic barrier. Or is it just, yeah. Just boom!
You can split in half. That'd be kind of cool.
Gonna make it explode.
I would.
You can make it explode.
Okay, I'm making it explode. It gets on everyone.
Okay, so the concussion
I'm in a tree.
kind of enters where Stony has made an entry point through the scales with the acid, and it erupts from the inside, spraying guts all over everyone that's within a 20-foot radius, which is basically everyone here,
So Adrian reaches up into the tree. What about
Yeah, sure.
except for Majorican, who would be up in the tree.
Oh no. Okay, well I'm gonna put some on.
Clean. Don't say nothing.
There's bone fragments splintered everywhere and guts hanging out of the trees, and it's gonna be a good feast for bugs and birds and fish later.
I feed some of it to my frog, or does it only eat worms?
You can grab some bits and try to feed it to your frog, see if she'll eat it. What are you naming the frog, by the way? The
I
grung.
don't know.
The grung. I have to correct it. It's grung.
Okay, I'm gonna call it frog. I don't know.
Okay, well we'll find out its name for
Yeah.
on the
Okay,
next
Google
session, unless you
names.
figure one out.
We have killed. Yay! We killed it!
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I think maybe we should follow its track to see if there's more of them or if it has a layer.
Yep,
Has
I
like
agree.
eggs. There you go. There's your pet burger.
Oh, that is another thing. Is
Ooh,
as it explodes, an egg drops into the sand.
Oh.
I almost
Oh, yeah.
forgot about it.
calling it. What do we have to roll?
Would that be sleight of hand? Please say yes.
Why would you have to roll sleight of hand? Everyone can see the egg.
Oh, I just wanted.
You're in the tree. You kind of get the last say so.
I'll
So-
grab the egg and give it to him.
You want to grab the egg and give it to him? You
Yeah.
don't want to eat the egg?
No, I don't need
There's
that.
so much protein though.
He can eat it if he wants to. He's a lizard.
And you're a cat.
I think.
How does the right? You're a cat. You just kind of swat it around.
Wait for him to come down.
How do the rest of you feel about a kobold taking an egg that's almost his size?
Whoa, that's gonna be a big
It's a
pet.
large egg. It's like a foot and a half.
It's gonna be a big pet, man. I'll be like, let's ride this in a
You came out of
battle.
an egg. You know how to take care of eggs.
What's that?
You came out of an egg.
I am
You
a
know how to
lizard.
take care of them.
You are a kobold. You know how to take care of eggs. That is a trait.
I'm gonna gymnastically jump out of the tree and do a front flip and everything, and land on my face.
So you get overexcited when you see Lazari pick up this egg and kind of like start handing it towards you, and you jump out and you land face first in the sand. Your whole snout just goes in it. You see him freak out, like his tail's flipping everywhere as he's trying to get out.
God damn.
This is one dysfunctionalized group today.
All right. It's because we don't have Felix is gone. Our paddle. Deeply paddling kept us in check.
When the paladin isn't around, the
I'm
party
gonna
will
help
play.
you.
There's 8 dirt.
Sand.
Sand. Better than nothing, I guess.
Okay. So you want to follow its tracks back to see if it has a layer anywhere?
Put this in
Yes.
my schedule patch.
Roll survival again to try and follow it.
You want me to roll survival too?
17.
Oh, never mind. He definitely got that. Good job, Stony.
Yeah, 17 is more than enough. You can follow its very large footprints. And
I'm good at following it, not seeing it.
yeah, you just have a hunch that it's, the prints go in this general direction.
Hey guys, we should go this way to see if there's any eggs left other than that one.
Yeah, and see if it was guarding treasure. Dragon type things like the guard treasure.
So you
Or if
guys,
there's more of them.
right?
Yeah, or if there's more, that would be an issue.
So you guys follow these tracks for a while back into the woods, and you eventually come across a fairly large den. And when you approach the den, you can smell again that rotting smell of dead frog and fish. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted again. Slightly distracted, DM. And when you approach it, you can see there's still some grung parts lying about. There's some metal bits, probably a couple rusted swords and an axe or two. All in all, if you guys spent a long time searching around here, like I'm going to assume you are, because you're looking for more of these creatures and more eggs. There aren't any more eggs. It seems like the only one that I had was in it. But you can find about 4 gold pieces, 3 copper pieces, and 6 silvers.
4, 6. Wait, what? 4. What'd you say?
4 gold, 3 copper, and 6 silver.
There's 4 of us, so everybody gets a gold piece.
Luna. That's my frog's name.
What's that?
Luna. It's my frog's name.
Luna?
Yes.
Are you sure
Yes.
that's what you're going with?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody gets like a silver. I guess Lazara can get 2 silver. And so can Stony.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You don't have a problem with that, do you, Astric?
Edric?
Adric.
No, I'm good.
Astrid.
Right. I'm thinking of Astric, dude. And I guess me and you will get the copper pieces. There's 3, right? You said 3. I'll get a copper piece and you get the other one. Other 2.
It's not gonna work right now, baby. All right. Just call him for now. Okay? Here,
You can get
take the silence.
Yeah.
Take the silence.
gold,
That's my
2 silver. Yeah, a gold and 2 silver.
Yeah, Connor wrote it down.
Wait, I changed
Chat.
her name. Pebble.
Pebble?
Yes.
You're naming your frog Pebble.
Yes.
It makes sense because it is about the size of a D20
And it's covered in lint, so it looks like a pebble.
and covered in lint, so it looks
No,
like
my
a yeah.
pouch is filled with water.
You got like a pocket full of water. It's like rubber lined, and
And there's
it's just
like
for the frog.
worms in there too.
There's like a little worm in there, and like
Don't
one
worry,
lily.
I can transmute things into rubber. It's fine.
See, you guys got this.
I will raise this frog. I'll be a proud parent.
Wonderful,
I'm raising
child
a
abducting
20-foot
adoptive parents.
I'm raising a 20-foot lizard.
We are parents of them.
If it lives to full size, yes.
It better live. I will be so
So
salty.
2 pets in one episode. This is interesting.
I'm just gonna sit on the egg. Keep it
I wonder
warm.
what could ever happen. You're gonna sit on the egg. You're just gonna sit there.
Just keep it
All
warm.
right. So Majorcan's gone for like a year and a half.
See you guys next year. Deuces.
So
He,
After-
okay. Use magic.
But all in all, no.
Okay.
To get back on topic, all in all, no, there doesn't seem to be any more eggs. As Lazari exploded the other one, it seems like the eggs are they probably carry the eggs up until right before they're born.
That might hatch soon is what it means.
And there doesn't seem to be any more in the area.
So that would imply that we've taken care of the lizard problem permanently-ish.
Sure.
I'm trying to hide this egg.
I'm very happy with my frog. I'm satisfied.
So since we didn't find any more eggs, Tony will look at everybody and he'll say, does that mean that's the last one? L points to Majorcan's egg.
Yes, I'm assuming.
It's bigger than you.
Roll a nature check, Stummy, if you really want to know.
That
Should
is
the
at
druid do that?
least a 20.
The druid should probably do it too. Oh well, Stony got it. So Stoney's a smart guy.
20.
You realize with that one is obviously female because it's carrying an egg. You realize that, like most lizards, it's probably territorial, which means there's probably a large area where no other lizards like this are going to be coming for a while.
Yeah.
So there are probably more across the island, just not near you.
Yeah, that thing probably only met another lizard to mate, and then they probably fought each other. So now I guess there's no lizard around for a long while. Except for that. Points at the egg again.
Don't worry, I won't let it eat you guys. Should probably get the grung smell off though.
Yeah, we'll probably be fine on the way back down. It won't smell like this forever.
Trying to find a page.
Or DM.
At least I hope we don't.
Trying to find a page of what?
I have a page saying how much experience you guys get from this. I can't find it. Okay, I forgot to do experience for slaughtering the large creature.
All right, we fulfilled our. We made friends. The grung are gonna like us.
If they don't find out what I kidnapped a child.
Then they won't like us.
I don't like you. Presents of the baby.
So, yeah, you guys traipse your way back down along the riverbed, confident in believing that you've slayed the only lizard here.
Yeah, I guess we're just headed back to the grung pond to let them know. Hey, hi guys, lizard's dead.
Yeah. You obviously, sorry, I got distracted. Brennan was trying to talk to me. There's so much dead air on this episode. So yeah, you get back to the villa or resort or whatever you want to call it at this point, and Wabo has made his way back, and he's sitting behind the hut, keeping an eye out for people. And he sees you, and he gets excited. He says, "Lizard dead?"
Lizard very dead. It was splattered on many trees.
His eyes go wide.
And I kind of point to myself and go, and on us.
He nods. He says, "Smell bad."
Not me.
Well, but you look bad.
I'm about to run my frog all over you.
Or my egg.
He points at the egg that Majorcan's trying to carry. He says, "Big egg.
Not for eating.
Yeah, it is.
Lots of food."
Omelets.
Even breaks open
That's
the
a big
egg.
omelet.
Omelet, good. Lots of bugs and seaweed.
Not
Bugs and
that
seaweed?
kind of
Okay,
omelet.
that's good information.
They might actually. Fish do. I figured, This, and then he's kind of, as he steps, you can see his feet are kind of splashing in a little bit of water across the ground. It says, "Fix River."
Yes. And it should work
Very
out for both you guys and what the foreman was talking about. Should work out very well for both of us.
Good. Want peace. So he leads you guys back over to talk to the chief again. And the chief says, "Grung safe?"
Grung's safe.
Good. Good. Then humans safe.
Human safe, yes. So, just to confirm, the land in the mountain is fine for the people to use permanently.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that part was clear.
He says, "Grung have gift."
Give me one of the frogs.
For us?
Yes. And then he holds out a hand, and a frog comes hopping out and lets his tongue out. And there's a rock in his hand with a tiny frog scratched into the surface, and he hands it to Stony.
Oh, this is wonderful.
And at this point, Pebble lets out a little croak.
No, what the? Hmm.
And he looks up. He says,
My stomach.
"Steal tadpole." "You steal baby."
Oh, shit.
And then he bring it out, and the
Still a
grung.
baby. He had no idea what was going on with her.
So shocked. How dare they?
The Pebble.
Yeah, I'm looking shocked. Like, what did you do?
We're all like, what?
Wait a minute.
Ew.
No, everybody knew. No, we don't.
They're playing it off like they don't. Fuck
No.
you. But it croaks a couple times, and the chief nods and nods. Very well. Another gift. Keep baby Grung safe.
That's fine. I'm happy now. I will be
And
a
he-
good mother kitty.
He nods at Wobble, and Wobble hops off into the water and he begins swimming down. And he looks at you, Lazar. He says, he sticks up a finger and points at you. "No eat baby Grung."
I don't like frogs.
And then he looks at the crocodile looking kobold. "No eat baby Grung."
No promise about my giant egg.
If your lizard eats my frog, we're gonna have problems.
It looks grown.
I will kill your lizard.
A few minutes later, Wobble swims back up, and he's carrying a very plain silver jug.
Okay.
And he hands it to you, Lazari.
Okay, I take it.
He pours out the water that's in it, and he hands it to you.
Do not know what to do with it.
Take it and fill it up with water and throw your frog in it. So we don't have pocket lint. You should have named him Pocket Lint.
You should have named him Pocket Lint. The minute you think about going towards the water, you think about the water. It begins getting heavier. And you look down, and it's filling up to the brim with water.
Oh, it's pretty dope.
Cool.
He
Do
says,
we have endless water now?
I mean, if you want frog water.
I hate the frog. I hate the frog. Get it out.
he looks at you and says, "1 jug every day."
What? Does my frog have to drink 1 jug?
So essentially what this jug is doing is it will fill with a liquid once a day. It's about a gallon. So you can get about a gallon of
Please tinker with this at some point.
What's that?
Stony's going to ask Lazari, "Can I please tinker with that at some point?"
No. If you break in, you go buy me one.
He nods and says, "Keep baby Grung safe."
I will. It will be amazing.
His tongue shoots up and he licks his eyeball. And he nods and turns around and begins walking back in water. "We know attack
Bye.
people. We know burn down hut." And then he hops into the water and he takes off.
I'm so happy I got to keep on the body.
Labo nods and says, "Friends, come back."
Yeah, I'm gonna need you guys for later.
We will come back at some time.
It's fucked up.
Like
say that in my
I
other
can turn
language.
into a frog
And draconic.
and have babies with my frog once it's grown. And then give you food for your
Those are just gonna go nuts.
So,
be a
Gonna
good
name
dad.
title.
I like pebbles.
Name them Navi.
So you guys, again, walk back to the huts. Fairly confident that Grung will honor their word and not attack these huts. You guys turn off and head back into town. When you approach town, you can see there's a small little camp just outside of the city gate. And you see the foreman sitting there on a barrel, drinking something out of a tankard. He looks up at you and says, "Hey, did you fix the frog problem then?"
Yeah, we're gonna be living in the mountains now.
So, wait, we can have a resort in the mountains, you said? Did you
Yeah.
kill the thing?
Yeah, it blew up.
What's with the big egg?
None of your business.
Is it breakfast?
I'll kill you.
No, it's 4 PM. Why would it be breakfast?
Because what about fourth breakfast?
Are you a hobbit?
No, hobbits only eat 2 breakfasts. They're silly like that.
How about second breakfast?
Says, "Well, I guess a deal is a deal." And he gets up and says, "It's not exactly the way we want it taken care of, but it's taken care of." And he hands you a pouch full of gold. And I can't remember how much gold you were supposed to get on this. That's why I was looking through.
I think it was like, I don't think it was 5.
Pretty sure it was 300 gold.
Just look that up. It's 4 people.
It's 75 each,
Yeah, everybody gets 75 gold.
along with another 350 experience to divide among all of you.
350 divided by 4. That'd be.
It's an interesting number.
Yeah, it's like 87.5.
Always round down, so another 87 experience each too. So he says, "I'll make sure to tell your guys' guild master that you all did an interesting job, to say the least."
Oh, thanks. I mean, we could have told him that ourselves.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he likes to hear from his customers, doesn't he? Or his clients, I should say.
I'm sure
Jesus.
he does. Yeah.
So you make your way back through town. You guys want to stop anywhere while traveling through town? You have a little bit of gold on you now.
Is there anywhere I can buy worms?
Worms?
Yeah.
There's several bait shops. It is a island, so
Okay. I want to go there and buy some worms for it.
you can buy they come in 3 different sizes. The first one is a single silver piece, and it's got probably 10 worms in it. The second one would be 3 silver pieces, and it has 40 worms in it. And the last one's a gold piece for 100 worms.
I reused my gold. I have 1 gold. I don't get 100 worms.
So you minus 1 gold, and you get a bucket of 100 worms.
Okay.
Stony.
Does anyone else want to say?
Stony would like to buy 4 panes of glass and a slab of stone.
Yeah, so you can absolutely find like a just kind of like a general goods store.
Are there any enchanted rings around?
I'm not sure how much. What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking
Panes
for
of glass?
panes of glass and a slab of stone. If it helps, it's to make an aquarium for
Yeah, I kind of caught that.
Pebble.
I caught that.
I'm happy.
All in all, that'll probably cost you 2 gold pieces.
Cool.
Majorcan?
Oh, yeah, there are any enchanted rings?
Enchanted rings?
Yeah. Help us out a little bit.
Just the one on your hand.
It's not even enchanted, it's just a ring.
Speaking of which, for a quick second, Majorcan disappears and then comes back.
Like, I just like.
You just turn invisible and then come back.
Majorcan, are you okay?
Yeah, I feel fine. It's just weird. I see. I see what you did there. I caught it. You'll catch it later because we're probably going to watch it.
The table's falling apart.
Don't pick at it. Come on now. You
He's
bought it.
picking at it.
Hold on, Zach.
I'm trying to hold it on. What about Adric? Is there anything you would like to look around for?
No, not unless it is something like a potion or magic. I don't really have a need for anything else.
Yeah, potions. You guys, at any general goods store, you can find like health potions, just standard health potions, and because you have the guild seal branded on you, you get a 20% off. So the $50 gold it would normally costs 40.
I could get the ingredients and brew them if you really want them. Because I am an alchemist.
Well, if it's cheaper, I mean, because it's really more for all of us, not just me.
No longer daily. That's totally up to you guys.
Wait, what is he trying to buy?
So how does the price of the ingredients compare to the cost of the potion?
What are the ingredients?
I don't know what the ingredients of a health potion are. I'm asking the wonderful DM we have.
Flattery will get you nowhere. I'm gonna say because you would have to put in the work, and the ingredients come to around 25 gold. 25 gold worth of ingredients would make a potion.
Okay.
So all in all, for a normal person to be half the price to make potions themselves.
I've got the money. I can get the ingredients to make it too.
So
Well, I'll give you
go
my
ahead
money
and
for it too. The better the health potions we have, the better off we are.
it's true. So go ahead and spend that gold as you will there. Is there anything else anyone wants?
Better piece of armor.
So how do you realistically plan on walking around with an aquarium with a frog in it? I'm just wondering this.
I mean, until it gets a little older, I'm gonna like keep it. Do I have a
Guild.
house or do I
The
have
guild hall.
The guild. Okay.
You do have the guild hall. You can keep it there if you want to.
It'll be the guild's mascot.
Because even though it is a baby, it is still sentient. It can think for itself. And hopefully, like, the rats there don't find it and eat it.
Just put a lid on it.
Or the guild cat.
I can't exactly carry a tank. That's why I wanted like.
When my lizard
Pouch,
gets
I
older,
can
it'll
have that
guard
just
it.
But you guys as a team do have your own designated room in the guild hall.
Does that have anything in it? Like any rats or anything?
Not usually.
They're going through it, right?
They more of stay where the food is. So if you keep food in the room, then they'll probably show up.
I don't
Looking
know.
at the kobold.
Except for word.
It's not food. It's a giant egg.
Oh well, they're gonna eat through that egg. I can't wait to come back.
I will carry this giant egg around the whole time. Just like put it off to the side when we're fighting. Drop hatches.
That's how your first dungeon where you have to jump across a big gap.
Like I
Lose it
wanted
forever.
like a pouch this big that could hold.
Or we get ambushed and he falls on it.
Like a hard pouch to carry my frog around in.
So you're looking for like a pouch to carry the frog around in?
Yes, that like doesn't have lint. It's nice. The frog will enjoy it. And then,
So you're looking for a magical pouch or
Yes.
something rubber or
yeah, rubber magical. I don't know if I could buy that anymore.
I'm gonna say because there's a lot of
Can you buy a
magical
pouch?
stores. There's a familiar store where they do sell fish. So I'm gonna say you could probably get a magical pouch here, even though Tony's buying you an aquarium,
The
basically.
aquarium will be when I'm like at the guild.
At the guild. Okay.
Throw it
Straight
in
up buy a regular pouch.
Say for
and
about
transmute it
20
into
gold,
rubber.
you can get a really nice pouch that stays light because it's magically, it's enchanted,
Anyway.
and the oxygen in the water replenishes, so like it won't die from just staying in there. But you do have to feed it.
Is there any way I could like get my egg to hatch currently?
No,
No,
Use time warp on it.
I don't.
it gets old
I
and
have no gold.
most musty, like rots.
I'd have to save up for it. I have no gold.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
You have 125 gold.
What? No, I don't.
I've been
you
dividing
do.
gold.
You told me I had 1 gold.
No, you said I said you had 1 gold on top of the other gold that we
I
had.
don't know what.
Noobs.
We have 125 gold. Right now, 125.
Okay, well, I'll buy that pouch.
Correction, right down 105 because you're spending 20
Yeah.
gold.
Okay.
Yeah, you have 105. You have
I
like
will buy
11.
that pouch.
You have 11 silver, and you have like 34.
Okay. So your team officially has a mascot. It sounds like.
I guess I'm carrying around this egg permanently.
Oh.
At
I will,
least
like,
2.
Paint on a hook on the frog.
So, the protectors of Pebble. So, you guys make your way back to the guild hall to see, if there's anything else that needs doing. Most likely, when you walk in, the usually bright and cheerful lighting in here, and the mood is off. Everyone seems down, and down in the pit, there's a large picture on a tripod of a man with very pale gray skin, long white hair, and silver. His eyes are completely silvered instead of having like any pupil or iris or anything. He has the best way you can describe it is swashbuckler's clothing, and there's like candles sitting around it and flowered wreaths. And you guys have been with the guild long enough to know that the man in the picture is Henry Redvale, aka Lothbrook, who happens to be the leader of the guild.
What happened?
Off over in the back corner where the bar is, you can see Mr. Oakhart sitting with Zolo and Dr. Stein and a purple tiefling woman.
I asked what happened.
Okay.
I was like, why is everybody looking around? I already asked.
Before anyone else says anything, the tiefling woman says, "My longtime friend and your guild leader has died fighting the God King Set."
Why would he risk that as old as he was?
As old as he was only 29.
Look, I'm a kobold. I don't live very long.
It's a good point.
You don't live long, so I'm gonna live forever.
No, I
I'm not
actually
taking care of
it
you.
was more of sarcasm. I thought it was pretty long.
Yeah. She says, but he died a hero. He met with a group of adventurers and his sister, and they fought Set's vessel, and they fought Set's true form, and they slayed it, and Lothric paid with his life. She says, so, drinks on us, which is kind of funny because the drinks are free.
Yeah, thanks. That helps a lot.
So a flesh golem quickly brings you all your own favorite drinks, whatever it may be. They give a toast. She says, but enough of that. Your guild leader has brought me here. There's something urgent with these rumors of the dead spreading throughout the Southern Isles. I think it may be... I hear you fought off a cult trying to bring something into being. Is this true?
Yeah, that was like out back.
I think they may be related to a larger, much more dangerous cult involving an ancient lich whose name's been lost to history.
Wow, he must be really old, especially by your standards.
Yes. I think his highest circle of acolytes, I guess you could call them, have been gathering up their own followers in his service all across the islands. There's 6 that we have found so far. We need to send in a small group. And she nods, and yes, that means you guys, it seems, to seek them out and destroy this cult.
What are your main characters?
What's that, Stoney?
We're fighting a lich, he says, very excited.
She laughs, says, I like your optimism. But not anytime soon. You have to destroy this cult. Its followers and its officers of some sort. Its acolytes. The ones spreading the word to worship him.
You got it.
Okay. She says, to begin with, we don't believe there's anything. We don't believe any of these wizards are on the island of Maliki. But we do believe something's wrong with the fog on the island Jakari, which is to the south of here. You will need to secure either an airship or just a normal ship along the way. And she hands you guys 100 gold and says, this should be enough for fare either way.
We appreciate it.
And remember, you must go to Jakari first. There's strange things happening with the fog there.
You got it. We can do that.
And I think with that, that's where we're going to end today's session. And we'll pick up from there in 2 weeks.
Whoa. Hopefully with Discord.
Right, with Discord. I'm going to turn back on the camera here now. And if anyone's got any plugs, Connor.
Yeah, I'm Connor. I run the channel Versatile Diecaster. On there, there's live plays and discussion. There's going to be more in the future. Subscribe if you wanted. Don't subscribe if you don't want it.
Anyone else have anything to plug? Anything new and exciting? Or new and not exciting?
I have a pet frog.
Yeah, you have a pet frog. You have Pebble.
My giant eggs are going to be Pebble. Hopefully he hatches soon. Plug that again.
Okay, and I'm Zachary Aragon. I am your host and DM here on Geeks on Dice. And I do have a couple of announcements. First off, Geeks on Dice has a Twitter. So all you have to do is at Geeks on Dice to find it. Go ahead and follow me. Keep updates. Like, I don't know, on the 17th of February this year, we will begin a stream called Curse on Dice, which is a Curse of Strahd playthrough. At least that's where we'll be starting. That's exciting. We have the party all set already. They've already made their characters. They're ready to go. We're ready to start streaming it. Also, I, as the DM and host here on Geeks and Dice, again, I'm learning Twitch. So soon you'll be able to follow a Twitch stream for Geeks on Dice as well. And lastly, I will be putting a link below for Connor's channel. And if for whatever reason you can't find the big red subscribe button, I'm going to try and put a direct link here. And then I will find, if for some reason this is the video you came in on, I will put the link for a link for the first episode over here. So thank you guys. Have fun. Stay nerdy. Stay geeky. Goodbye.